Hello, this is a demonstration of how to, how to blow up a double widescreen game. So this is Darius II in Taito Memories II Joukan for PS2, playing in PSCX2, and it's set to aspect ratio 8:3, as you see just above my highlight there, which means it's two screens wide, two 4:3 screens next to each other. And I mean, it looks like this. Normally, if you're just running the game in a normal 4:3 aspect ratio, I mean, running the Taito collection or Taito Memories II Joukan in 4:3, and then inside that 4:3, you're running Darius II at 8:3, which gives it, you know, gigantic top and bottom borders, as well as the normal 4:3 borders on a 16:9 screen. But if you open up your PSCX2 menu, go to Game Properties, and we're going to change aspect ratio to stretch. You could also do 16:9. That would be the same thing on my 16:9 screen. And then vertical stretch. So because right now the aspect ratio is it's warped, right? I mean, it's stretched too wide. But now we can use the vertical stretch setting to correct that. So it was a 4:3 game. Now it's stretched to 16:9. I need it to be equivalent to 4:3 aspect. So that's 4. I mean, we got to 16 from 4 by multiplying by 4, right? So now we need to get from, now we need to multiply the 3 in the 4:3 aspect by 4, and that gets to 12. And 12 is 133% of 9. So I need to, or something like that. I mean, math, you know. So 133% vertical stretch, I think, looks about right. I think that's right. So anyway, so now I've blown the 4:3, 8:3 screen up to a 16:9, 8:3 screen. So game bigger. Hurrah! And I kind of wish I'd recorded it like this before, but yeah. So there's also Warrior Blade is a 8:3 game that's in the fourth disc, the fourth of these collections that came out for PS2 in Japan, Taito Memories II Joukan. This is the third collection, Taito Memories II Joukan. So I'm going to be recording a playthrough of Warrior Blade like this. I'm not going to be doing a playthrough of Darius II like this because I do have Darius II in a sort of higher resolution format. Also one that will let me combine the shot and the bomb button together into one button, although I guess technically I could use PSCX2's control settings to make a special control mapping that would do that for me. So I guess, you know, getting the fancy M2 Darius collection wasn't necessarily needed just for that, but it's got some other nice things, so I don't mind that. But this PS2 version is pretty good, and it is neat in this 16:9 view. But I suppose the Steam M2 Darius collection will probably look a little better. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll have to compare. Ow. I'm not even paying attention now. Anyway, so that's a little trick you can do. Now, I suppose neither of these would compare with, if you're just going for graphic awesomeness with the Arcade Archives version on PS4, for instance, of Darius II, which has the 3-screen version, which is that's not 8.3, it's 12.3 or 4.1. That's it, 4.1. I know math. But yeah, it's kind of weird that the M2 version didn't have the 4.1 option, the 3-screen option. But oh well. I am gonna. I did get the Darius 2 for PS4, so I'll play that a little too. It seems a little, well, I think I know why they didn't do it, because the 3-screen one, for one thing, like Wikipedia says, it wasn't that common, the 3-screen version of Darius 2. And I think it's because it's too wide open and it just feels kind of easy. Like, so I played through this on easy difficulty with 6 lives per continue. And it was kind of tough for me. By contrast, I played the high score mode on the Arcade Archives Darius 2, so that was on default normal difficulty, the 3-screen version, and I got through the first 2 bosses on a single credit, which was felt kind of ridiculous, because you can just like sit back at a distance and pot shot them, because you're friggin' 3 screens away or 2.5 screens away. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, I wonder if everybody just felt at the time that the 2-screen version played better for Darius 2. Anyhow, so, but I'll be playing that one again. I'm actually making an episode of that 4.1 3-screen version on Arcade Archives, and then I'll be probably for the most part playing Darius 2 in the M2 collection from Steam. But I mean, this is pretty cool. But I guess it'll be pretty much like this in the M2 collection, just slightly nicer, perhaps. Probably slightly better input delay, but the input delay in this version isn't bad at all. It feels pretty much similar, so it's probably only like a frame or 2 off. Alright, so that's it. That was my dumb trick you can do with PSCX2 to increase the size of Darius 2 if for some reason you're playing it in Taito Memories II Joukan, which, is a good version. Maybe not the best these days now that we've got these fancy Arcade Archives and M2, what's it called? Darius Cosmic Collection Arcade. It's a weird name, something like that. But it's still pretty good, and you can do silly tricks with it like this in PSCX2, the emulator in Windows, like I just did. So that was fun. Thanks for watching. See you. Well, I'm going to be playing more Darius 2, so maybe you can come back for one of those if you want. Anyway, for now, bye-bye. Hey, I should note two other settings that will help you get the display looking sharp, especially with this blown up 16:9 view with your 8.3 games in these Taito Memories collections for PS2. In the emulator, this is PSCX2 running in Windows. I have a couple settings set that made the pixels nice and crisp, so I'm going to show you what it looks like with the default settings, or what I think are the default settings, approximately the default settings. There's two settings that we're concerned with here. One is bilinear upscaling, so I think the default is bilinear smooth. It's one of them. I don't know, bilinear sharp or bilinear smooth. So that's slightly blurrier than it was. And then the other setting is a little more dramatic, I think, and that is bilinear filtering. I also turned trilinear filtering off, but that has no bearing on this particular game. Bilinear, the default is bilinear PS2. So, yeah, so with those two, you can see that this does look kind of blurry now. And that's sort of how it looks on real hardware. Just not super sharp pixels. I'd like to get some actual gameplay showing here. Come on, game. I guess I can, well, you can see how blurry that is. I mean, I guess these 8.3 games are sharper than the usual 4.3 display anyway, so that actually makes this a little harder to see the difference. But you can see that's kind of blurred slightly. So then if I go and set my settings back to bilinear upscaling off and bilinear filtering nearest. To check that, I kind of hate how it switches away from it. Okay, so now it's back to being nice and crisp. So those are two settings that make this 8.3 16:9 display even cooler looking. So there you go. Thanks. Bye-bye now.